Your spirit is your space. And when I say spirit, that'll be another word for you as an individual. You as an individual is determined by your space. Now, by space, you can look at this as like, okay, if anybody who dealt with any type of relationship, whenever you start to feel too smothered or too many influences outside of you is mentally, emotionally, and or physically overwhelming you, you're gonna say, I need some space. When you say that, look at it like this. You have your own space, your own diameter and circumference, and any external thing around you, whether a person, place, or thing, have their own space. But I'm gonna use people as an example because that's the easiest example. Now, you got your own space and diameter. Another person outside of you has their own space and diameter. Now, when you're relating, when it comes to relationships and stuff like that, don't have to be romantic. It could be platonic. It could just be like any type of relationship in general. You got your circle, your space, their circle, their space. Then it turns into a Venn diagram type thing. The minute y'all combine spaces, you got a vortex, you got a spiral, they got a vortex, they got a spiral. You got your individual space, they have their individual space. You compare and contrast now. Venn diagram. Contrast will be what you're into and what they're into, and then the thing that you're comparing, what are the things in that middle portion from both y'all spaces that y'all resonate with and get along with, which is why y'all relating and resonating and around each other in the first place. Now, your space in general is you as an individual. You as an individual, you determine your individuality based upon your thoughts and ideas, your feelings and emotions, your conscious, subconscious awareness, and your way of how you see something. Your perception through your eyes, your realizations, all the way down to third eye realizations too. But yeah. Now, anytime you're resonating in your space, trying to be separate, that's you not attaching yourself from something. So you're learning the art of deduction. You are learning, the art of attachment and things of that nature. The more you're trying to be separate, is the more you being closer to your godly state of beings, and the more you're trying to be with the collective, is you trying to be with the universe. The self detachment, the art of deduction, you being your own space, that's closer to God. All possibilities. Wherein you're trying to relate your space with other people's spaces, if things outside of you, that's the collective conscious. That's you putting that out to the universe. Now, in general, you're gonna have to have discernment, and you can tit for tat. You can tell when you're doing what, but that's when you start getting confusion. When you start conflating these things too much, you can conflate them, but you gotta know and have the proper clairvoyance and clarity of what you're doing. Right now, you're trying to be, individualized. You're trying to detach. You're trying to be separate. You're trying to do your own thing, and then you can tell, oh, I'm trying to relate. I'm trying to be with the collective conscious. I'm trying to interact with the universe. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know when you're doing which. When you conflate it too much, right, it starts having confusion. And like I said before, your space is determined by your conscious awareness, your subconscious awareness, your thoughts, and your feelings, and ideas, and emotions, for the most part. So everything around you, and your surroundings, all that, you're creating that for yourself. So if a lot of your thoughts and ideas is based upon a certain frequency vibration, right? If your frequency or vibration, aka your thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, if it's in a dark space, it's gonna be a dark space. See, this is why we would even use these words in the first place. If it's in a dark space, people can tell, oh, that person is in a dark space, just based upon the aura, or like, their mood, or like, their character, or like the personality they emitting in general. So if you're in an envious space, people gonna see that. If you're in a jealous space, people gonna see that. If you're in a vengeful space, people gonna see that. If you're in a harmonious space, people gonna see that. Caring, lustful, any words you can use and things of that nature, right? Like I said before, all this is determined by your thoughts, emotions, ideas, and feelings, and then it's gonna accumulate, kind of like mush together and things of that nature, and then boom, you in that state of being. You put yourself in that space, because your spirit is observing. You're observing yourself in that space, for the most part. So you control your sphere of reality. You control the space you're in, aka just replace the word space with your individuality, right? Your individuality determines everything, for the most part, of who you invite in your space and who you let out your space, who you resonate with, who you don't resonate with. Now, the minute it starts becoming a problem to where you can't tell the difference is based upon you conflating, which is causing all that confusion and things of that nature, and you can't tell which is when you start to what? Lose yourself, lose your individuality, lose the amount of control you have over your space, because it's overcrowded. You're being overwhelmed. You have too many thoughts and feelings and ideas and emotions, aka it can result in physical people, places, and things in your space. Now, you need to have discernment and the clarity and the clairvoyance, right? To know, oh yeah, I need to be separate. Hey, I need to, be with myself. I need to be in my godly state of being again. I gotta know how it is to just be me by myself, aka being with God, in a sense, because you're detaching. You're not including nothing else into that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like real deep Buddha teachings when it comes to shit like that. Like he was spitting when the nigga was talking about attachment and suffering. Yeah, you're attaching yourself to too many things. Be separate. You know what I'm saying? And then you find yourself again. And then when you find yourself again and you align and you got those chakras right, everything flowing and things of that nature, you want to vibe frequency like, oh yeah, I feel good. Cause this and the third. Then you can interact with the universe. Then you can interact with the external realm. Then you can do all that shit. But yeah, for the most part, your spirit is your space. And when I say And when I say space, replace the word space with individuality. You control what goes on based upon how you conduct yourself and how you see it and how you want to resonate with things outside of you. And you know what I'm saying? Who's invited, who's not invited, who gonna get the ticket, you know what I'm saying? Who gonna get the flyer and shit like that. Like, yeah, you control that shit, nigga. You are the creator, not the creation. None of these things, right? You don't let these things control you. You control it. It's not no thing like, oh yeah, someone created something and they try to get on my shit. You allowed them in your space, nigga. You could have been cut that shit off, but you keep conflating and you keep being confused of which one is which. That's what you gotta be practicing that of everything I'm talking about. But for the most part, yeah, your spirit is your space. Space being individuality. Start controlling that shit. You're the creator, not the creation.